This is my breakfast. It's papaya. Yes, I am lucky enough to live in the Canary Islands where papaya grows locally and it's delicious and they digest so well, and it's actually great for transitioning to this lifestyle that is high in fiber and water, so doesn't give much problems like gases or bloating or cramps for people that are not used to high fiber intake. But it's not the only food that I eat for breakfast, because like you see, yeah, it's a huge, I know it's a huge quantity, but it's a lot of water and a lot of fiber, so not too much calories. So it's around 500-600 calories in this papaya, so not enough for a meal. Because if you don't eat enough calories with these bulk, huge portions of low calorie density foods, which are vegetables, fruits, you end up under eating. You don't have enough calories in that full stomach of food. That's why I have with me 4 medium bananas. So this is my breakfast. It's around 800 to 900 calories. So enough calories to give me energy for the next few hours. Enough nutrition, of course, because it's not only calories. These are packed with nutrition. It's not empty calories, it's not sugar. This is natural sugar, multiple types of sugars, natural sugars, simple sugars, which is our best source of fuel. Look it up. Carbs, fructose, sucrose, glucose. It's the optimal source of fuel for our human cells. So yes, it will give me enough energy and will keep me away of cravings. Because people that avoid fruits, avoid eating enough calories from those foods, people that eat only 2 bananas and a mango for breakfast, these people crave. It's the fault of the society that brainwash us, program us against calories, against sugars, against fruits. But this is the best food for weight loss. It's the food that you can eat in abundance until you're full, and never, ever, ever put yourself in a calorie deficit. I lost weight like this, and I keep that weight off. So I lost 3 years ago over 45 pounds, eating over 3,000 calories a day from fruits like this. From potatoes, baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, brown rice, lentils, yes, veggies too, but a lot of sweet fruits, a lot of starchy vegetables, a lot of whole grains, and some legumes from time to time. You don't have to go in deficit to lose weight. Actually, that strategy makes you overweight long term, like it did for me. I was trapped in that mentality, in that mindset of cutting calories down as a sole strategy to lose weight. And I was there for over 12 years of my life. And I was always struggling, always bouncing back, and always gaining more. Other question for you. If you believe that cutting down calories and restricting portions, so being in deficit, is a successful and it's a winning strategy to lose weight, a healthy strategy to lose weight, why is so many people overweight after years of dieting? If that approach is so good to weight loss and to keep it off, why decade after decade the percentage of overweight people in our modern society, the society that have the access of the best diets, and the percentage of the obese people is growing? Why is that? Because these people never heard about calorie deficit and they never tried losing weight by cutting calories down? No! It's exactly the opposite. The majority of these people that now are overly overweight, is that a word? Let me know in the comments. As you can see, English is not my first, not even my second language. So bear with me and correct me in the comments if you see that I'm making this kind of mistakes, or if you don't understand what I'm saying, because My language is a level of English language is not perfect. So that's why these people are more obese, not only because they have a surplus of calories, but also because they were in a diet, in a calorie deficit diet. These diets that are slowing down metabolism, these diets that are making us more hungry, give us more cravings, make us binge more. So of course, when you put your metabolism down and you eat more because you binge, when you binge, of course, you eat more than before the diet. So when you eat even more calories, you will have even a more surplus than you had prior entering the calorie deficit diet. But because you put your metabolism down by cutting calories, the metabolism adapted, you are now putting on weight faster than you ever imagined. And that's why these people are obese, not because they never tried this fabulous way of losing weight, which is calorie deficit. No, it's because of that, because of they tried. And like me, 2 times a year. And when I found out about this truth, this is an universal truth. It's not my opinion and it's not debatable. Every animal in the world eat to reach satiety and to satisfy hunger. So every animal in the world eats whenever they're hungry and stop only when they are full. So they don't reach ever for deficit. They don't portion control. So they follow these 2 signals that are very refined in our body. There are mechanisms to control these signals. And we know just a little bit about this, about these receptors for satiety, the receptors for fuel, for micronutrients in the stomach and in the walls of the digestive tract. So we know just a bit, just enough to explain part of these refined signals that nature created in us humans and in all the animals. To know exactly when to stop is like a calculator inbuilt in us. To control our intake, to never have surplus, because another fact, there is no obesity in animal kingdom, guys. There is no any other species that struggle maintaining body weight, healthy body weight. There is no other species that have our obesity problem. They are not obese, they don't control portions. Why is that? Because this mechanism is so refined, you will never have excess if you stick with your species specific diet. Because you cannot eat to reach satiety from this diet that is very artificially increased in fats. Because in the last century, with all this food industry and all the technologies, they found out ways to increase the percentage of fat, not only in the foods they processed, they packed, but also in all the animals they grow. So everything is created to have a higher percentage of fat. Everything is made against us to make us fat and unhealthy. This is a topic for other video. However, I'm saying that this artificial food and these animal foods are not our species specific diet. And this is topic for another video when I will deep dive in all the features that our body has, and you don't have to be a scientist to know that our body is not created for eating all those animal nutrients. But like I said in a different video, stay tuned for that, subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure to never miss it. So, our species specific diet, this diet that will control satiety, like I said, like in every other animal, to make sure we don't have a surplus of calorie, so we never go overweight. It's a diet that is very high in fiber and water, is very low in fat. Low in fat doesn't mean no fat, because this is a fear the majority of people have, that this diet lacks essential fatty acids. It doesn't. Low in fat means around 10%. 10% from, let's say, 2,500 calories a day means around 25 grams of fats. per day. In these 25 grams of fats, you have more than double the daily dose, daily recommended dose of omega-3 and omega-6 and omega-9, but not too much, because omega-6 is pro-inflammatory. We need just enough, not too much, so just a few grams of omega-6. You have enough saturated fat, because yes, our body needs saturated fats, but 3 grams is enough, man. So in this 10% from fats, it's more than enough. It's more than enough. We are not a species that rely on fats to get energy. We need fats from different processes in our body. The job description of fats in our species diet is not to provide energy, is not to provide fuel. Has different things to do. Proteins? Tampoco. Neither. So, what's that macronutrients that it's our ideal source of fuel? That we need to have it in large quantity, at least 8 grams of it per every kilo of body weight? Yes, glucose. Carbohydrates, guys. But like I said, these carbohydrates, natural ones, not artificial ones, not isolated ones, like table sugar, this is a man-made creation. Our technologies created this food, not flour. Not flour, because that is processed and part of the nutrition with the fiber was removed. That won't help us control satiety. We'll overeat on flour and sugar, exactly like you will overeat on fat. What gives satiety in the stomach is fiber plus water will create the bulk, and carbohydrates. Without carbohydrates in big quantity, you won't have enough calories, and we eat for calories. You won't have enough calories. And what happens when you don't have this ideal source of calories for our species, which is glucose? You crave it from all those processed foods, from all the sugary, floury, fatty, that more often than not come with animal-packed nutrition in the form of pies, cookies, ice cream, and all this junk food. You know better than me. So satiety is controlled by putting enough volume, but also having enough fuel with that bulk. And when you reach satiety, guys, dopamine is released even more, because that's the best reward, natural reward, created for us to give us the prize, like nature saying, you did it right. You reached satiety and you put it enough nutrition in this meal, in this stomach full of food, and now you have more chances to survive until the next meal. Congratulations! And that's why with this jolt of dopamine, we feel that nice feeling of happiness, that satisfaction, that dietary satisfaction after a meal. This dietary satisfaction and this nice feeling of fullness lacks when you are in deficit. When I was in deficit, I wasn't happy. I'm sorry. Nobody who eats in deficit is happy. You think about food all the time, you crave, you need to drink coffee, you need to take other appetite suppressants. You're stressed, your anxiety is raised, you're in bad mood. I was there. And I'm not talking only from my experience, I see it everywhere. And there are studies that show that they put people on a calorie deficit diet for 1, 2, or 3 months, and they observed how their mental health declined. Some of them become crazy. I'm talking about Ansel Key studies. I will link it in the description box below. Some of them went to shoplift, so to steal groceries, because they were in an environment with controlled portions. They didn't have money to buy food, and this guy went to steal, to rob some food. A normal guy that would normally never would do that, never will steal in food, and you go crazy. And I will tell you in the next episode not next episode, because I have a lot of videos recorded. I have to edit them and they are programmed. But in a short future episode, I will share one of my biggest secret, one of the thing that I am most embarrassed about my past, a thing that I did when I was in one of these diets, and I didn't have a huge deficit. Don't believe that I was under 1200 calories. I was around 1600 calories. So I was having like diet industry and the mainstream promotes, I was having a small deficit. Nonetheless, I went crazy, and subscribe and share in the comments if you want to hear that story. I will tell it anyway, but your comments will create excitement and anticipation for that, so will help me and my channel. And I understand that people fear this because all our society, and like I said, all the food industry wants us, the perfect buyers, because they have huge profit and they go hand in hand with diet industry and pharma industry. They all want us, the perfect client, and the perfect client need to be sick and obese, and year after year buying more of their diets, more of their products. It's simple, guys. It's not, but I said I won't enter in details about this topic. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just simple thing like sales and marketing. Come on, it's not complicated. And because they have a lot of power, they have a lot of money, of course they can manipulate media, and they put all these messages that calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight. And please fear bananas and fruits, fear sugar, because sugar is bad and make you diabetic. I will share in one of the future videos my blood test, because I'm not only lean, I'm not only at the BMI below 21, but I'm also very healthy. My health is better than ever before, and I will share my blood test. And this is not only about some numbers. I feel better, I feel great, and I am lean, and without cutting calories, I'm lean, guys, I'm lean without cutting calories. I am 40 years old, I was never lean like this without cutting calories, and I never ever succeeded in my life in keeping this lean figure, is that a word, figure? This lean shape, this fit shape, this slim body for long. I was dieting, yes, I was reaching this BMI, let's say, and this body shape, but always thinking about what should I eat next. Always craving, always reaching for chocolate, for chips, for pizza, for lasagna, for pies, for all the fatty, sugary junk. And of course, after only a few weeks of staying at this shape, I was putting weight again. Because that diet made me to have so much deficit along those 3, 4, 5, sometimes I succeeded to stay on the diet around 6, 7 weeks, but with cheat meals and cheat days. This is a story for other video. If you want to hear more about my past with dieting, I am more than glad to share it, to help you to never go there. And of course, I had all this deficit that was accumulated in that period of dieting, and all the binges that coming, and all the self-hating, self-loathing that I cannot stick with this plan. Why I'm so greedy? Wasn't me, guys, was the debt. When you put your body in a calorie deficit, that deficit will accumulate over days, over time, and when it's too much, our survival mechanism give us more clues, to give us more thoughts about food, put us in the direction of food and in the direction of the most calorie density foods that are highest in fat, the highest in fat and highest in sugar, and the lowest, of course, in water and in fiber. These two nutrients that dilute the calories in a meal. And like I said, now I'm healthier than ever. I'm 40 years old. I managed to stay like this lean for the past 3 years without cutting calories. So all the time having that satisfaction and that happiness with my meals. I don't snack in between meals because I don't think about food. I'm just focused on what I'm doing. I'm thinking about food 4 years. 4 hours after, oh, it's time to eat. Oh, I feel a bit hungry. Let's eat. It's like that. No snacking, no cheat meals, no cheat days, no coffee. Because if you are drinking coffee, it's a sign that you have a deficient diet, deficient in calories, deficient in energy, in sugars, in natural sugars, and deficient in nutrition and minerals and micronutrients, other micronutrients. That's why you drink coffee. And of course, because it gives you that jolt of energy and suppress your appetite for eating more, because you fear, of course, of putting more weight. So I don't have this, I don't crave, and I used to crave. Even when I became vegan, I became vegan in 2011. But of course I didn't stay vegan for the first few years, because I didn't do it right, and I was raw vegan, and I was eating a lot of fat, a lot of nuts, and cold pressed oil, and not enough fruits. I was eating in deficit, but yes, huge volumes of soups and salads and veggies. And of course I was always craving animal foods, and always going back to cheese, sometimes eggs, going back to lasagna with cheese, carbonara. I was never the fan of carbonara, but in that time I was craving pasta carbonara. That is with butter and that rich, fatty, cheesy and ham. So, for the past 10 years, because I managed to stay vegan for the past 10 years, starting 2014. 2014, when I discovered this eating in abundance mindset, this lifestyle of eating in abundance of the right source of the calories for our species, I never craved animal products. And of course, I had my times when I was craving chocolate, or I was craving chips and other junk food. But yes, was when I was skipping meals, when I was trying again to eat less, because of course I was overweight and I wanted to lose weight. I didn't find at that time the truth about this density in food. So I believe that as long as it is high carb and low fat and it's vegan, so our plants, it's good to eat in satiety. So I was eating in satiety this processed, like I said, sugar and floury and sometimes oils and a lot of whole plants that are high fat, like avocados, olives, nuts, seeds. So yes, I was struggling. I was overweight and I wanted to lose weight, and I started again skipping a bit meals and eating less, and I craved again, but not animal products. And when I've seen the pattern repeating itself, I said no more cutting calories. I don't want to go back then, and I want to stay vegan. So I started again eating in abundance, not skipping meals and not portion control. And 2019, I found out about the density in foods, and I found out that bread and pasta and white rice and cookies and sugar and having oil in your hummus wasn't helping me to lose weight. Actually, those are my enemies. And when I eliminated them and I added more, like I have here, papayas and bananas and mangoes and figs and apples and oatmeal and brown rice instead of white rice, and more potatoes, some lentils. When I ditched all the avocados, yes, I know. I have actually a video about avocados. Check it out, and I will put a link in the description below. And I started losing weight, and I lost the weight. I become healthier, my blood test is better, and I managed to keep it off. It took me around 9 months to lose the majority of my weight, and after that I went down and down. I had my struggles a bit when I tried, for example, maximum weight loss. I have a video about that. When, for example, I started incorporating more avocados, some olives, some tofu, some tempeh, and I started gaining weight, and I went back, and the trend was descending. And like you see, I am lean. And the majority of our population, our modern world, is not. And the majority of this population believes in calorie deficit. So let's say I am wrong. Let's say this diet doesn't work for everybody. Let's say This is not a good strategy to lose weight. Eating in abundance, to have just enough amount of calories. Like I eat 2,400 calories a day right now, an average. Let's say I am wrong. Let's say you are right. You are right that calorie deficit is the sole approach to lose weight, and it's a good one. It's a healthy one, and it's giving you long-term results. But I am lean, I have long-term results, and you, because are seeing this video, means you are searching for weight loss tips. That means you are overweight. Man, you are overweight. So let's say I am wrong and you are right. But if by being wrong, I get to be me, lean, happy with my meals, never restricting, never craving, never having cheat days, never having cheat meals, being lean in my 40s. In my 40s, guys, being lean, healthy. I never go to hospital. Being, like I said, happy with the meals and having satisfaction with every meal and never binging and never bouncing back the body weight. And you, because you're right in your approach, in your beliefs, you are overweight and you are sick, you have pills, you have different problems, different alignments, different imbalances in your body, and you always have this extra body fat. I believe it's good to be wrong. I believe the results speak for themselves. I know that can sound rude and mean and arrogant. Take it or leave it. Do you know what the majority of people do when I say this? They get offended. They get offended and they attack. But do you know what the winner, what that person that will succeed and will be like me and will reap the benefits of the lifestyle by following actually the lifestyle and ditching all those wrong beliefs that this food and pharma industry and diet industry lie to us? This a few percentage of you will take action. We'll see. Okay, let me know what should I do next, because I believe you, Janina, I was wrong all the time. Calorie deficit is a fucking bullshit. But these people, it's only a few of you, because the majority of people is arrogant too and will get offended by my arrogance. So the majority of you will be triggered. If you are still at this moment in the video, it's minute 33. If you still are with me, and the majority are left, of course, the video up at this moment, I'm asking you this: who you want to be? Who of these two type of people do you want to be? The one that get offended, the one that will defend the paradigm, the status quo, or the one that will take action and will understand that he was wrong. He was wrong all the time. Okay, like the video, dislike it, maybe you don't like what I'm saying. Sometimes my message is raw and of course can offend a lot of people. Share it with your friends or comment, give me your thoughts and subscribe for more like this.